Here is a quick shading tip for all of you who are using graphite pencils to create realistic portrait. What you need to do is to have a hard charcoal pencil powder. So since I don't have that kind of powder, I use this hard charcoal of mine, and yeah, I shave it to create a powder. Make sure that the charcoal is hard because you don't want a very dark charcoal. You just want a light toned charcoal. So make sure that the grade of the charcoal pencil that you will use is hard or extra hard. So, and you will see it right here as I use this as I call it a drawing spatula, but this is actually a rubbing tool, or this is a foam applicator. It's very useful for something like this. If you want to put a very light base tone on the drawing, so by using this very light charcoal powder, the powderized hard charcoal pencil right here is what I'm gonna use to create a nice base tone for our graphite drawing. So this is essentially still a graphite drawing, but we need this very light charcoal base tone right here, and you will see later what it will do to your graphite drawing. So what you do here is just observe your reference photo and make sure that your dark shadows you will be putting a lot more powder on darker shadows, and then a very light touch only for the light tones, and then avoid putting the graphite or rather the charcoal powder on your highlights. Okay, so as you can see, I put a lot more on the hair and the neck because it's essentially very dark tone, and then I also make sure that the background is also layered or shaded with this light. Again, it's a charcoal powder that is very light. Do not use charcoal powder, soft charcoal powder, because it's going to be overwhelming for the graphite. So you don't want to overwhelm the graphite. You just want to help the graphite um, by layering a very nice light charcoal base tone. And yeah, now let's start layering our graphite. So I'm using different grades of graphite pencils, like what I usually would do to create and to shade realistic skin tone using graphite pencils. And a lot of you are asking, even on my live streams, about the bloom or the shine of the graphite. That is hard to avoid because graphite naturally has shine and bloom, and we just have to live with that. But if we can minimize that significantly to create a more realistic and pleasing uh, pleasing skin tone that you can be really very proud of. I think you must try this kind of technique to lessen the bloom or the shine of the graphite. But we are about to find out that. But when you layer, make sure to help you even more with the bloom or the shine of the graphite. When you layer graphite pencils, even if we already have a charcoal base, don't push too hard. Don't put lots of pressure on your graphite pencils. If you try to achieve darker tones, just use 8B or 9B or darker graphite. So with the skin tone, I'm using like for the darkest super dark values for this drawing, like the eyes and the shadows, like here under the teeth. I use this graphite. I don't know if it is pure graphite, but this is the Mars Lumograph Black 8B. So and then I use also regular graphites here, like the Caran d'Ache and Mitsubishi. So for the hair, I still added more shadows or darker charcoal pencil for the hair, as you can see right there, to help me even more to darken the hair. Now, this is the 5B of the graphite. This is going to be my mid-tone pencil. It looks dark, but it will not, because the shadows, especially right here on the left side of the face, is significantly darker compared to the right side where the light passed through, as you can see right there. So we really need to establish this super dark value right here on this part of the face. I'm using 5B now. And then I'm gonna be using 9B also for darkers, like the eye bags, which is a lot darker. I use the 9B, and then the B for the light tones. So on the right part of the face, I use the B pencil. So these are all now graphite. The only charcoal that I used for this drawing is the base tone, the powderized light charcoal pencil I put on the base tone, and it doesn't drown, or it doesn't what do you call it? It doesn't really affect the graphite that much. Unlike if you use, like for example, a soft charcoal or the regular charcoal powders that are super dark, you can't use that. And I encourage you to get the tool that I used a while ago, the foam applicator, because it's a lot easier to that one that you saw. It's a lot easier to apply compared to brush. Brush is going everywhere, the entire surface of the paper. It's gonna be messy. But with this one, the foam applicator, you can just uh, go whenever you want, and it will give you a very nice shade right there. And now, again, this is just one tip for you to, as you can see right now, nothing is blooming or shining, as you can see, even if I'm using a very dark, um, or rather, even if I'm using graphite pencils, pure graphite pencils right here. So I'm shading the teeth using the B and the 5B, and then just do that. Another tip for you again is don't put pressure, make it slower, and then just go layer after layer. Don't stop until you get the tonal value of each of the shadows. Make sure that your darks are really dark. Make sure that your lights are light to be able to create a three-dimensional drawing. So here on the neck, as you can see right there, as you can see the lightness of the charcoal powder right there, because uh, it still darkens a lot when I use the 9B of the graphite. So the darkness of the skin tone is not really dependent on the charcoal. The charcoal just adds a very light touch of a base tone to start your drawing with. And like I say, um, we are trying to avoid the shine, or to lessen significantly the shine of the bloom of the graphite. So here for the hair, I decided to use the Stidler Mars Lumograph uh, 8B and the 9B graphite. So a combination of those two, like here on the super dark areas of the hair, the details right there, I used the Lumograph, and then for the rest of the hair, I used the 9B of the graphite. And as you can see, everything becomes really nice and dark. I think the charcoal base, it really helps a lot in making solid tonal value for our drawing right here. So yeah, if you are a graphite pencil artist and you struggle a lot, again, the first step is to put a base tone, which is a very light charcoal, and then go layer after layer patiently. Sharp pencils, always use sharp pencils, and then go layer after layer. Do not attempt to, if you want to achieve darker tones, do not attempt to push hard or to put pressure, because it will just shine, it will just bloom, and it will be annoying. Just use dark pencils. If you have 9B, I think there is up to 12B right now in the market for the graphite. So you can use any graphite brands. Everything in the market is just a good graphite. Just try to have different range of values. So if you can have HB, B, 3B, 5B, and then 8B or 9B or 12B. So you really need all those different values or grade of the graphite to be able to create a realistic portrait, which is I know what a lot of you wants to learn and to learn how to do. So this is just a simple tip for all of you portrait artists out there using graphite pencil. So it's just a little little trick that you can apply to your own portrait drawing. So now I'm finishing the portrait with some of the dark details right here. The shirt, his shirt is some sort of like so I'm using this, what's this? This is 9B. 9B too. But I don't, again, even if this is 9B, I don't put pressure. I just put very light pressure right here to avoid the shine also on the shirt, because we don't want the shine, although it's unavoidable. But we want to at least try to minimize this annoying shine right here. So again, this is late great actor Rico Yan. So now I'm putting highlights by erasing it using just the needed eraser on the hair and some part of the skin that needs to be highlighted to make the drawing more realistic. So now I'm going to put my final blending right here. So this is just a basic simple tutorial for all of you out there, especially for the beginners in graphite pencil drawing. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next tutorial.